Hello and welcome to part 2 of my slideshow Online Test Prep, in which we discuss some of the pros and cons of 8 top online test preparation programs. Yesterday we discussed the pros and cons of some growing programs, including Beestar, Edsortium, Grockit, and Method Test Prep. Today we want to discuss some of the major programs with which you're most likely already familiar, including ACT, again that's the makers of the ACT exam, College Board, the makers of the SAT exam, and Kaplan and Princeton Review. ACT. As I mentioned a moment ago, this website's created by the actual makers of the ACT exam. They're not an independent test prep company. The pros. This is the best all-around value. Now that's for ACT prep, not necessarily SAT prep because they don't offer SAT prep. Another pro is you can actually register for your SAT from this website. You can view your scores, and this is also where you can purchase official copies of your scores to send to universities or to just save for your records, which it's a good idea to have extra copies on hand because sometimes you will need them and it might take a while. Also, another pro is each day there's a free practice ACT question posted on the website, and you don't need to log in to view that. The cons. Now, this website only covers the ACT, not the SAT, so you really should take both the ACT and SAT, but if you do happen to only take the ACT, this is a good option for that. However, it is best to be cautious because they are, in fact, the makers of the ACT exam. Now, since the actual ACT is less tricky than the SAT, this might not be an issue, and we'll get into this a little bit more when we discuss the College Board. They also have some unique bonus features. Once you purchase the program, you have access to a personalized section of the site known as the Fictional City of Actropolis. Actropolis. I'll say Actropolis. And it's really cool. Here you'll find all of your practice test scores as well as a visual representation of which areas of the site you have and haven't visited. And it looks like a little virtual world thing. I don't really know how to describe it. It's pretty neat. You should check it out. Alright, and now we have the College Board. As I mentioned, they're the creators of the SAT exam. Their online prep course includes 10 practice tests and 18 interactive lessons. Some of the pros. This site offers a free SAT question every day and several practice problems. There's a free full-length practice test which is available without purchase. I believe you have to log in for that. Also, when you buy the online course and the book, which is the official SAT study guide, you get a discount of $10.95 taken off. The cons. Now, as I mentioned a moment ago, you really should take the SAT and the ACT. So this doesn't cover the ACT, just the SAT. And just to elaborate a bit on what I mentioned earlier, since they are the makers of the exam, they might have an incentive to maintain a bell curve when it comes to the students' test scores. Now, there's no direct evidence that they're doing anything sneaky to sabotage people who wouldn't otherwise score well, but I've heard from teachers and test makers, editors, that there's sort of a history of people who score poorly tend to continue to score poorly after taking these prep courses. People who score average tend to continue to score average, and the more advanced students tend to keep getting pretty good scores. So it doesn't really affect your score that much. There are some unique bonus features, however. You can register for the SAT from the same site, and as with the ACT site, this is where you'll go to view your scores and purchase official copies of your scores to send to universities. Now remember, it's good to have a few of those on hand in case you need to send out something on short notice or something gets lost in the mail, something like that. Moving on. Kaplan. This has individualized test preparation for various exams, including the PSAT, NMSQT, SAT, and ACT. Some pros. Their website is the most visually appealing. I think it's really pretty neat looking, and they spend a lot of time designing the layout for this, you can tell. There's an instructional video for every topic covered on the exams. They also offer preparation for AP, ASVAB, and SAT subject tests. So if you're taking any of those, or if you're going to take your GRE or LSAT or MCAT, anything like that, they have preparation for those as well. And apparently they have a great deal of practice questions available once you register for one of their programs. The cons. Once you're on their mailing list, it is very difficult to get off. Their salespeople are extremely motivated to sell you products and services, and you can't really take advantage of their free services unless you provide them with contact information. I have heard from a lot of people and have had first-hand experiences myself in which it was pretty hard to get off of their mailing list. Even after I've taken exams and didn't need the programs anymore, they still continued to contact me. And this is just conjecture, but they may value marketing and aesthetics over quality. Some unique bonus features, however. They have a free turbo test that predicts your score. Now, this is pretty cool. You don't have to take an entire SAT or ACT exam to get some sort of indication of how you're already scoring. And it's hard to find out much more information without signing up for it, so if you find out anything about unique bonus features, feel free to let me know and I can include them on here. I feel like I didn't list too many pros. They have really good print test guides. Princeton Review. Now this website is filled with testing strategies and tricks that will most likely improve your score. The pros. This site is especially helpful if you're cramming. So if you procrastinated and it's a week or a few days before the exam, this will probably be your best bet of boosting your score. And as I mentioned with Kaplan, this company's books are excellent testing guides, and they're really, really good to have, I think. This is also a really good option for people who have a fairly good grasp of the subject matter already. Now, they don't really improve too much with the actual subject matter, but they'll help you not fall for traps that the test makers lay out for you. And they have several options available to suit different learning styles and price ranges. The cons. Their site has an abundance of information, but it can be difficult to find answers to all of your questions. There's so much information on the website. It's hard to find answers to specific questions without contacting them. And as I just said, this may lead you to call them or chat with them. And as with Kaplan, their representatives are very motivated to sell you products and services. Well, they're extremely nice, and I think for the most part their services are really, really high quality, but sometimes that can get annoying. And I mentioned earlier, they have many tricks that help you on the test, but when it comes to the actual subject matter, it won't help you very much. So if you take one of their prep courses for the SAT, that won't help you very much on the ACT, or later on the GRE, or in school, or on AP tests, anything like that. It'll mostly just help you on the SAT. some unique bonus features. This website also offers various college and grad school exams, so GRE, LSAT, MCAT, etc., as well as the PSAT, NMSQT, SAT, and ACT. And they also have programs for individual tutoring, as well as in-person classroom instruction. And their website includes a wealth of information about various college-related topics. I know what I just said. So here's a recap of what we've talked about in the first and second videos. And I didn't talk much about the prices, because you can sort of look at that yourself, and I don't know if some of them may change periodically. And thank you so much for watching. Please email me if you have any questions, suggestions, comments, and I'm on Twitter and Facebook and Blogger as well. Good luck!